and restore harmony and balance has arrived. The timing was crucial for us. To be victorious in this most critical endeavor, this has to occur during the time of new planetary alignments because the ability to harness the energies that have coalesced is most beneficial to our task. By utilizing the energies put forth by the great central sun or source, and then including the creative intentions put forth by all light workers and incarnates that have focused the intense desire for peace upon earth, it has tipped the scales just at the right moment to ensure success. Make no mistake, this job is not over yet, but we remain diligent in our task and certain of its completion. What is needed now from all incarnates is to be at ease, to be in peace is so important now, so that the energies around Gaia can settle down, thus preventing any major shift of core or crust. When billions of energy sources, i.e., humans, begin to relax, so will Gaia. Her cleansing and realignment is to continue, for it is part of the process as we enter the new age. But what is not required is the whole scale disruption of the planet. Enlightenment can be tricky in some ways because the mind can get in the way of reaching that new state of being. So it is wise to simply encourage all to relax and focus on what good they want to see in the world and leave the rest out. Ashtar, do you and your team have the ability to quell public unrest upon Gaia? And if so, how? Yes, by the simple application of frequencies that help to put the mind at ease. Similar to a lullaby for a baby, tones and notes, barely audible to the ear, are always being absorbed by the mind-brain structure. So we have amped up the broadcast, for lack of a better word, and continue to monitor the response. Understand that energies at play, understand that the energies at play that are being emitted from those who need to maintain their control and grip on humanity utilize a very similar system of broadcast frequency, except for the fact that theirs is of distortion and chaos. So when the term is used that we are pouring love and light down upon you, that is what is meant. The application of higher frequency signals is activating structures within the DNA of all, thus making it more difficult for the human to absorb the lower frequency emitting from the dark forces. This expansion and liberation of humanity is happening, but the free will of each incarnate still maintains the choice of whether to accept and proceed or reject and stay stuck in the old paradigm. We cannot force anyone to see the light, but we won't give up until everyone is provided the opportunity. Our task is this: protect and preserve the alliance and follow the protocols established by the Galactic Federation at all times, knowing that we are victorious. Thank you, my brother, for allowing me this opportunity to communicate. Farewell, Ashtar. So that was a message that I was, with everything that's gone on, uh, we don't want to see unrest anywhere. We want to see everybody calm, get along. Let's move through whatever's, going on in our country and in this world with peace and love. And that's why I reached out, because I wanted to know, how much pressure and how much they're able to mitigate from up there. And I guess based on what he said, a lot. Um, and that put me at ease. That put me at ease, knowing that I'm not alone in this. We're not alone in this. There's 144,000 light workers plus tax plus, that's a lot of work for a small group of us compared to the billions that are on the planet. But reassurance is there. We're victorious. We just have to continue to go through these motions, until everybody realizes, what's going on, and that we're all divine. Recognizing our divinity is the key in all of this, right?
So there's all kinds of messages saying, thank you, Rob. That was beautiful.
Oh, good. I have my chat up.
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, so the Gaia can relax. Indeed. Indeed. Zach, what were you picking up? It was beautiful watching you while he was reading that transmission.
Wow. Well, first of all, Rob, I love you so much. Wow. To see
Wow,
you
Zach, we just
as
met.
who I know, and I'm already floored. So I was really feeling this presence, I really like the message of victory. We feel good, and yet also let us be diligent. And just personally, I came from a week at Hot Springs, so I'm realizing how I was carrying that I actually wasn't really conscious of levels. So this relax, so that Gaia can relax. I'm just feeling that really came to me. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad.
Gorgeous.
I'm glad I hit them all.
Yeah. There's a group of us that gather in the mornings, and Jesus talks to us, and we're making our way through the Way of Mastery. The first book, or the second book actually, is called The Way of the Heart. And one of the things that I love that he talks about, that Metatron, who our friend Wendy channels and who trains a lot of us, is, it's like, just get neutral to what's going on. Just be as calm as you possibly can. Don't try and judge it. Don't try and change it. Don't try and fix it. Just accept it as it is. And that vibration of neutrality brings such peace to everybody. Like when a little monk, like a Thich Nhat Hanh, walks by, and you're like, oh, like you could just follow him anywhere. That's a beautiful, beautiful message, Rob. Thank you so much.
Like Ashtar. I'm just the guy who received it. He's the one with all the words.
You're just the messenger. I just want
But
to say,
remember,
welcome.
everyone, it's so important. This is not exclusive to me or any other channel. All of these energies, entities, angelics, energetics want to talk to all of us. It's just a matter of just turning everything off and just being quiet. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at how much they have to say. It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Once you start and open that door, they'll talk all day.
Yeah.
I'm not alone in this. This is available to everyone.
Rob, have you ever counted how many different ascendants have come through to you?
No, I haven't.
I mean, I've been his journey. Will you just talk about your journey? Because it's just, I get a kick out of it. I love the story every time.
Well, this started for me, I guess it's about 6 or 7 years ago now. After the death of my dad, things just started to fall into place. I started to have a lot of premonitions, a lot of questioning of things. What's this all about? What are we here for? I read Sitchin. I read the Lost Book of Enki, and that opened me to all this different potentials of extraterrestrials and how they came here and founded our planet, and or worked with our planet, and it just sent me in all these different directions. A lot of rabbit holes with regard to all these books you start to read about spirituality and all these other things. And I ended up finding a group, and I started to learn about Saint Germain, and I was taught how to meditate because I didn't know how to do any of that. And before you know it, I was making these connections, to the higher realms. And about 2 years ago, I had taken a class with Lynn and a bunch of lovely people, with a Wendy Gale, and it was a channeling class. And I don't think it was automatic writing; it was just channeling. But we started with automatic writing as the way into this, the introduction into it, and it just stuck. And if I commit the time every day, morning, noon, or night, it doesn't matter. Morning is the best. There's always someone there who wants to give a message. And it's really exciting. You never know what you're going to get. You never know who's going to come through. I'm blown away by who shows up. Especially like when Yeshua showed up the first time, I was like, I felt I don't have the right to talk to this guy. I don't even go to church. Like, and not that I'm religious anymore, but you know what I'm saying. And then you get over it. You get over it because you never know
Yeah.
who's going to come.
Yeah.
And it's all wonderful. It's all good stuff. And this is all part of the journey, you know, for me to receive these messages and share them so that everyone else can receive the frequencies that are embedded within them, similar to light language, and help everyone else to continue to expand. That's where it's at for me. That's what it's all about.
Beautiful. Thank you, brother.
I don't want to take any more time away from Zach.
No, please. We're all in this together.
Oh yeah.
Zach, my
Yeah.
beloved brother, I love you so much, and it's just a delight to see you. The last time I saw a picture of you, you were sitting meditating on Cathedral Rock in Sedona with the crew that went a few months back with Carol and Tina. That was such a great picture of you. My love, will you talk about your journey with spirit and what this has been like for you, and the connection that you have with Jotal, and just all of your lusciousness? Will you pour that down upon us?
Oh, come on in, everyone. Let's have a good drink of it, shall we? I'm really honored. Thank you for the opportunity. I feel anytime we tune into kind of our stories, it can be a reminder of how beautiful the flow of it all is, and takes us out of the present moment in a good way, if you know what I mean. And so I think probably like many of you, my journey in spirit has been very much since my earliest memories are asking, why are we here? What are we doing tomorrow? What's the point of all this? Asking what a human's life is like, and well, what more is there? So have always been quite a searcher, and often seen visions of what would come, and have always known that these times were coming. And so followed a lot of different paths of rebellion and deep devotion. I lived most of my 20s as kind of private in a certain order, home temples, and journeyed through a lot of the Eastern, and found Jay along the way through all of that. Before those times, I was really interested in the Mayan calendrics as a late teenager and an adult, and studied them deeply. So I was introduced to the Galactic Maya through that, and Arcturians, and a lot of the star people who were coming through. So it's funny because before my temple times, I was lit and everything was electric, and everything, my vision was wild, and downloading mathematical codes and working with the time matrices and incessant channels in my mind constantly. So kind of going to more meditative and teaching yoga, and really got into Kundalini yoga. I had a beautiful teacher who led me through understanding some of the inner realms, and just a really flowing, non-linear, but it's funny how so many things keep coming back in. So the channeling of Tal started again, I think in large part because I was looking after years of being into A Course in Miracles. Like 5 years in, I was like, okay, now I'm ready to read some spiritual books. Like, what else is out there? I feel, but it needs to be high vibe, right? So I came across Tina Louise Spalding, who I think some of you might know, and some of her works, and was at a conference once, and just I've been at some pretty intense spiritual events, but none where I just sat and listened to some channeled material, and it was really beautiful. Me open like an egg, and so many things started re-pouring through and being affirmed, and a lot of it came out of prayers of just knowing these times were coming, knowing I wanted to be connected, knowing I was always being watched and guided, but wanting real relationships, like communications, times where I could just hang with entities beyond this world and feel at home and feel connected, not just little whisper knowings, but deep relationships. And so the channeling of Shotal is a funny one because it combines so many of the ancient Mayan stuff. It's a blue avian variety of channeling, but also a collective. So it seems to be, and I just started a year ago. I was like, I'll just throw these on YouTube and see what happens. I'm just going to do it as a practice. And just past a year of that, and now I'm getting much more wider understanding of I'm interacting with and what, and it definitely seems to be these higher souls who are very interested in these streams of consciousness and love that are being poured in, and filtering that and finding creative ways to help it flow in to elevate this planet. And very much feel like a lot of you, like we came here for just these times to be designed and configured a certain way, to come together a certain way. And it is so enthralling, you all, to, at least for me, feel like finally we're not doing it alone. Always, and communities and circles, something different is in the air now, something in the collective, something about us birthing and coming together. And really, really grateful. I think everything else I want to share in this moment is beyond words. So I'm just going to send all of you what I'm feeling for a moment, and just I just let that be felt. So thank you.
Thank you, my love. Do you find yourself talking to Jotal every day, or like constantly? Do you call him in? Does he come to visit? Does he have messages? Does he take you places? What's it like for you?
I think, thank you for that question and reminder that it is very limitless. I think I noticed since I started trying to do it on YouTube or answer questions or sessions with folks, I've come less to myself with questions, but it is a very streaming, flowing, you know, one of the ways that they're very clear, they said that guided many Qigong masters and energy workers and Himalayan yogis. So when I'm doing my practices of Qigong, or when I'm doing certain breathing, I feel very clear, and they're very present at any time. So I feel them lean in at times. What is going on is that they're trying to guide me to restructure my DNA, my psyche, to bring out my highest elevated self. And I think I made an agreement at some point that it was more than just a channeling, but a being. And so they're working in a lot of ways with that. But yeah, it's pretty cool because they could be there anytime to explain everything. But their deal has been very much like, we'll answer any questions you have, but we're not going to come give you something that you're not very specific about. So that seems to be the relationship. But the energy, it's very much they're giving words, but I experience like, I'm going to just trust that a lot of y'all know you become infinite, vastly small, everything morphs, you become one with all, and yet somehow there's still a you in there barely. So I think they're doing a lot of work energetically. Their message lately has been like 20x, 30x, 80x is where our baseline of frequency needs to be, not our ecstatic state. So I feel them helping to mitigate a lot of those energies and work with it. But that's been my experience. And like you say, when you ask it, I'm like, oh wait, it's way more limitless than I'm even exploring. If anyone can relate to that.
Oh no, absolutely. I know that we have Anne-Marie here, and Anne-Marie also is an extraordinary channel. And what I love is that, like, Carol was just talking about what it's like to channel, and she says that she's a conscious channel. I am a trance channel. To me, I watch you morph, and so I consider you a trance channel. I consider Anne-Marie a trance channel. Tina stays conscious, so she's a conscious channel. And people asked me one time, they're like, what's it like for you when you bring through Magdalene, or you bring through Yeshua or Hathor or any of the others? And the only thing that I can really liken it to is what it's like to be on ayahuasca. And I don't know if any of you have had that experience, but like, you're so out of your body and you're so infinite. And at the same time, there is that point of consciousness, but I liken it to being like in a football stadium, and they're on the stage and I'm the last seat on the bleachers, on the, like, way up in the nosebleeds, kind of like there and everything and nothing at the same time. Is it like that for you?
Oh, I can totally relate to that. Yes, it happens in all sorts of ways for me. But what you're describing is Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I step out, and they made clear too that they've tried to explain things, and they're like, if your knowledge is too limited, we're going to tell you to go learn it,
Yeah.
and then we're going to come back. And that just happens to be my particular. There are definitely folks who just bring through, which doesn't seem to be as much. But I think honestly, part of that I notice is my hesitations. It is so pivotal. I'm realizing at each moment what I'm afraid of, or like, oh, is that too much, or those hesitations. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jay has said to me, we call him Jay, you know, Jesus, Yeshua, whatever. He said that, and I know that I think Tina iterated this at one point, that they will pick us depending upon our akasha and depending upon our memory bank and what's there for us consciously and what's there for us unconsciously. Like they're going to go to someone that has an ease with someone because there's a background of familiarity with it somewhere, and that they have, you know, like Rob is, you know, he is so open to whoever comes, and he's just like, who's got a message for me today, you know? I love that. I think that this world of channeling, Metatron had said that channeling is a shortcut to spiritual enlightenment, but it is also ego mastery. And I think that's what you're alluding to, Zach, because we have to step out of the way for the information to come through us. And they may be using a part of us. And Tina even talked about this when she did the 1221, that sometimes if it's something we're familiar with, like we want to step forward and go, wait, I know something about that, you know? But it is really that mastery of getting out of the way and allowing them to come forth. Do you find that sometimes?
Amen to that, sister.
Right.
100. And I've also felt very much that other beings come to me and are in connection. So
I've seen
I'm
some
beginning
others
to
around you. I know that you haven't brought any others forth, but I've definitely seen some around you. So I know they're like
it's
clamoring.
so what I'm finding, at least in my own flavor, is I'm finding how can I attune to that energy so that I could even like speak, because I could hear the frequency, and I'm like, oh, like what is that? And I like doing the speaking and the writing. It just kind of works for me. So really beautiful. Again, Rob, love you so much, and all of you in this crew. It's beautiful how it comes through, and it's been cool that it's not just the like, oh, tune in and all the answers come, but there is a transformative, transmutative process, and
Yeah.
so many present here today.
Yeah. Well, I put the word out, you know, everywhere I can, especially, you know, when it's some of my people that, some of my favorite people, like we've been so blessed. I'm like, Rob, do you have anybody to invite? And he goes, no, you know everybody. And, you know, I'm like, I love having the world see the gifts that each of you are. Does anybody have any questions that they want to ask Zach? I apologize. I've been monopolizing this, but I'm just fascinated. Anybody want to, Karen? Hi, sweetheart.
Hi. Yes, I just recently was introduced to some blue avians. I don't know any other way to say it. But I'm very curious about them. I wonder, I mean, where do they come from? Where do they reside? Do they have a planet? Do they how do they get around? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying, and I'd love to be the first and then open this up to anyone else here. So I could say, first of all, what I've learned is that my connection with avians has very much been lineage and soul family, which I'm guessing is probably a similar experience for those. I've also met some who seem to have had lifetimes and workings with them. And a connection there. It's really funny because we ask, so many of these answers, I've been so nervous to let in the answer to, but what I have gotten in like a simplified way is that, well, many of them are not in this dimension fully, but there are some that are in embodied dimensions, and I don't know exactly what that means, but also very much self-identified and interacting with beings that are far beyond and very consciously so, sort of how we're guided. But the origin, it's funny, I keep getting the feeling, I could feel their heart home of showing place or places, but it feels like it's been a very evolving and spread out process as well. The blue avian in particular, and then I'm feeling to just open this up, that Shotal is, and actually is just in the, after he came through and told me another name for that particular one versus the collective of Ra, She, Air. And this one particularly has taken a fancy to kind of break away from the group and very much work with these intense energy beams and in combination with other sphere beings. So what we often see is orbs, as well as vibrations and light that are conscious beings as well, right? So all of our prayers, in some level, we could see as sentient beings, and that energy flowing through. So that seems to be where this one is, and being a little bit with Galactic Federation. So there seems to be some overlap. And then most of what I know is from common media and Law of One, and I've definitely felt their presence as their purpose as helping to elevate us, helping to specifically increase our frequency. And not overtly so, but they seem, it's wild because I've had so many people find my channeling. They're just like, I woke up from a dream of feathers and I had to Google like blue bird aliens and I found your channeling. Am I insane? So this is what's really cool, is that it's not just a few people that might have heard about it one place, and people are receiving these beautiful art transmissions and just painting these beings. So it's really incredible, but I'm curious other folks' experience, or Karen, even what are you picking up?
I mean, it's all new to me, and they first came through automatic drawing, and then when I realized that, it's like, oh my gosh, this looks like a big blue bird. And they said they were Blue Avian Collective named Martin. And then like the third or fourth time they came, they said Blue Martin. And so I don't know any more than that. I am signed up with Wendy though, so I'm going to find out. But I'm thrilled to death, but I don't know where to go with it. So I really needed Wendy's guidance, and Lynn's. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Zach, I don't know if you know, but I have a girlfriend named Wendy Gale, and Wendy's trained probably over 900 people to channel in the past 30 years. And right now she works with Archangel Metatron, and she's trained probably maybe 100 people from Tina's platform that I keep ushering over to her. They keep asking me if I train people to channel, and I say, no, I train people to do other things, but that's not one of them. And she's actually on, I think she's on, I know she's on Tina's platform for sure. I think she may be on Carol's platform as well. But she's an extraordinary, very gracious and kind woman who helps us bring in whoever's showing up. And most recently, Karen was like, I got Blue Avians showing up. And I'm like, well, you should definitely talk to Wendy. There's also a young woman named Giovanna. And Giovanna is an artist, and she's drawing the most stunning pictures of Blue Avians that are coming to her. And I know that she has been putting some of that art up over at Carol's place, and I think even at Tina's place. And you guys, where is she? Croatia or Serbia or somewhere like that? Here is some of her art. Yes, right.
Incredible.
Just amazing. Just amazing. She's from Serbia. I was just reminded. Yeah. Oh, incredible. Is that what you see? Do you ever see that?
And that's what I see them as. So when they've appeared to me, it was often just energy forms and points and blue. And so it is incredible what Giovanna and others have been bringing through, because I don't explain that. And it is right out of the dreams, right out of my contact. Yeah, it's really.
I love that. That's gorgeous.
You know, I
And
was re-listening to Carol today, and I didn't realize that the Xena, the blue avian that she channels, she was saying that it's like, he's like really here. He just, I mean, like somewhere on the earth, but that he hasn't like presented himself to her. And she goes, oh, well, I just accept that. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know. I've heard her talk about him before, but I hadn't picked that up before today. I think that's crazy.
Wow.
Now, Carol says you're her brother. So is that just like a soul brother? I mean, I know you work with her with, you know, Zena's company, but is your connection with Carol, is there like a brother thing from the Blue Avian side as well?
Yeah, yes, the short answer, the
Okay.
short medium is when we met, there was definitely a known, and we sat down and had a meditation where basically we both saw kind of the same thing. And it very powerful, and meeting more and more family along the way. Like I said, there is very much a soul tribe connection for a lot of folks.
That's gorgeous. When you and I sat down to dinner with Joanna Mariame, you looked at me and you said, we've met, haven't we? And I said, not physically, but you're so familiar to me. Like when we hugged, I was like family. Like you have those people that I said today, like you just love them and you don't know why, but you know that they're your people, you know? So I have a request to ask. Would you, is it possible for you to bring Jotal through so that everybody could get a chance to meet him? He's, oh my God, like I have tissues ready because I cry.
Does Zotal take questions?
I was gonna say, I'd love if we had some questions for him, because it's really
we got questions all night long. Yes, please. Oh, how exciting.
Well, maybe I'll just bring them in, and then we could, they have interesting ways of pauses, but y'all will read it well. And I'm just gonna warn you, it's very intense energy. I can already feel it coming. Energy. So if it gets a little loud.
Okay. All right, we're ready.
They're always telling me to hydrate. They've been calling it remember juice lately. So I'm gonna go fill up.
Okay. Get your remember juice, everybody.
Okay. Greetings, dear ones. We say it with the love, the light, and the joy, and the peace eternal. We are here with you. We are here with you. Hello, sweet ones. We say, what a joy indeed. There is so much bubbling forth, and we encourage this group, since we have a moment before we begin here, to all visualize this energy that is bubbling up or coming in. Some of you see it as bubbling, some of you see it as downloading. Hold this with clarity in your mind and see it brighter. Feel the shared vision that you all are receiving, all in unique, creative ways. Feel that there, see it in each other, look around at each other's visions and see them grow brighter. You do not need to see what they are, but you can see the crystalline structure, the basic underlying. And what you are doing is you are sharing and charging, bringing this energy in and holding the light structure of thought, which all will materialize from. And if you look into it, look in these visions now, dear one, and see the swirls of life. They are different for each of you. Yes, you are all having a shared experience. And we say, this is what fun, what fun. We come here with a lot of nudging. We say a simple message, but a lot of nudging to carry on, carry on. You are doing well, but it is not time to teeter-totter. It is time to really be at your highest vibrance, which for many of you could be much higher. You have done nothing wrong, but you know you have worn cloaks. So shed them off and step up. We encourage this greatly. And we are here with you. We say, Shotal is a name and is a Mayan word for reverence that was used when we could all touch down. And yes, some of us are in earth. Some of us are within it. Some of us are with you now in room. Yes? Yes. So, hello, dear ones. We say, what a joy. What is it we can chit chat about today? Yes?
Jotal, thank you so much for being with us. It is a delight to be with you again, beloved. My question.
Oh, dear great director, it is good to be here with you, and let us acknowledge you and the work you are doing. You are very connected to the higher selves, you say, and you play a wonderful role bringing in these channels and in all of these ways. Yes, so we say, a dear sweet being indeed, grateful to be here. Yes.
Thank you so, so much. Can you please tell us more about hydration and the Remember Juice? I loved that comment that was made, and I would love to understand more about that.
Love, 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 love. Yes, we say it is very simple, dear ones. You are multi-layered, faceted beings. Yes, we often speak of the electrical energetic current, but this electricity charges water. It charges a plasmic stream through you, but in this density, we say it is the water that carries the best vibrations. You see? So we are sharing what we believe is very simple and but it is a good topic to be reminded of. And as we speak, many of you are experiencing, we are showing you your own water levels. So look at all of the little drops of water. See every drop of water in your being, dear one, and now love it, hate it. You know, it is very responsive. So we say it is good to get this water in, which when water is structured properly, it carries all of the love light transmissions that have been broadcast to this planet. You understand? So if you can get your water to go through a little bit of we say a little yoga and a little stretching and dancing. Let your water dance and shake off all it has traveled through, yes? And then love it and greet it and love it and love it and love it. And then it becomes you and it carries this vibration. So we say, this is very, very good. We say, many of you might be, we assess here, no, not many of you. You are, wow, there is a lot going on in this bunch here. Okay, we come back. We say, there are many who are dehydrated, but what you will find after you get to a point in a pattern of hydration, that it is about the intention and the vibration. So when you take a mouth of water, we say, really let it become its most vibrant. Let it move before it gets to you or when it is in you, and love it and then absorb it all to be it. So when you are bringing through very high plasmic energies, the water state is very important. Too many impurities and it will be physically uncomfortable and the cells will not be able to vibrate in unison. There will be interruptions in the currents. You see it as like a system with frayed wires. So we say this, yes, this is good.
Thank you. Does anyone else have a question that they would like to ask of Jotal at this time? Marty.
Thank you. Hi. Shotal, I love you.
Yes, we love you, dear one.
So this question feels so basement, mundane. I've been having one of the best times of my life lately. Just hanging out with lots of lovely high vibration people. And meditation has been wonderful. And here's the issue. I feel this draw to read the news or be entertained on television. And certainly it doesn't fit my playbook of what a spiritual person should be doing. And yet I'm also trying to not be a monk. And I'm having a little hard time with this integrating. How do I be, I don't even know what to do with myself sometimes. And yet I feel like, oh, I'll meditate for an hour. That doesn't come up. So anyway, I think you get the flavor of my question. I'd love to hear your response.
Yes, dear one, we say with the love and the light, do not let your question run away from you now. Pull it back and hold it in front of you, yes? For all questions or question answers, it is simply the shifting. So if the question runs away, we cannot turn it around. It is like a little scurry puppy, yes? So pull it back, pull it back. The question at hand is not a question, but an experience. The monk's life is no easier than the one's fully immersed, you see? And you are finding a balance. And what we say, your word that rings most true to turn this around is you are looking to be entertained. There is nothing wrong. We are in the love light business because it is so wildly entertaining, is it not? Yes, yes, yes. So we say, through the process of creative exploration, you are becoming sensitized to new types of entertainment, you see? So you are getting new entertainment mind taste buds. There are new neurons in your consciousness. We say much of the physical is a mirror of how the energies of the non-physical flow and work. So we say neurons not of the physical. You are growing and exploring new neurons of your consciousness, you see? So new sights and flavors and things are tantalizing. And you still have many, many patterns of nom-nomming on the news because it is a buffet, you see? Some of it is a little tasty, even though you know you don't feel the best afterward, but we say, this is okay, okay? So if you understand that you are seeking entertainment and you understand that you want to be entertained and enjoy, then we say, there is no problem here. See, this is how we turn the question answer into a vibration of joy, and the question sort of falls away because what is it? I want to be entertained. I want to be enjoy. And some things I'm feeling maybe not right. Maybe I'm just being judgmental about it. Maybe I do get a little joy. So we say, be scientific about your studies, dear one. Yes? Approach and entertainment and see what goes. This calibration is going to be really high. I zoned out, I felt numb, I felt a little home, everything stood back, this is good. Maybe I felt a little engaged, a little revved, a little riled, and that was what I needed, you see? But then in some areas, maybe some part of my sweet soul that just wants to be a butterfly of joy for all life and rise into the angelic choirs, we say, this one was a little bored. So you experiment and you tweak. You are not doing anything wrong. We say, no. But you know this, and this is why we say this is a commonality that all are experiencing. What is it that is enjoying me? What is it that feels right and good? So we say, drop your judgments of yourself. It is about 90% of what you are carrying around this issue is holding back. You are holding back energy of a lot of other people's opinions and your own and past and all of that. So we say if you drop that 90%, you go in with a scientific mindset of exploring what is the most entertaining experience I can have, then you say, this will be good. Yes?
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Anne Marie has a question.
Hello, Shotal.
Yes, dear one, we say it is great joy for both this channel and for us to be, for we swim in the same waters, do we not? Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Well, I was contacted by the Galactic Federation of Light, and they asked me to channel the light language on a daily basis. And I was wondering if you could give us or give me more insight into what the light language does, and give me more of a knowledge as to what it is that is.
Yes, we assess. Say the direction here, it would be best to be specific about this particular scenario, and in addressing, there will be some larger points. This is okay, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So we say you are filling a pond. There are pockets of the consciousness now that are, let us say, sort of a concrete reservoir and are empty. So when you are pulling in this particular task that you are assigned, it is to fill up the reservoir of collective mind with what you could call a golden nectar. You see, it has life within it. So you are pouring both this golden nectar and the life within it, yes? And this is going to begin seeping into the concrete of it, and it will be a massive reservoir. So in your particular task, what you are doing is also filling the consciousness collectively with more good juice for creativity. We are showing this, dear one, as you would see, a concrete reservoir, but many, many. It's not necessarily a beautiful, pretty sight at the moment because they are barren. But there are ones like you who are being called to pour golden nectar into this. So this light language, at a general level, what is happening, that this is something, it is organic life that has not had to be too specific yet in its detailed dimensionality reach, you understand? So there is a lot of life potential, you understand? Your particular songs and swings, you are also bringing in programs that were from those outside, we could say, that are designed to enter into this mix so that when they interact with an individual's creativity, there will be even more power and juice. There will also be, you see, what's happening at this time is there is an influx of energy that needs to be filtered. And then there are individual sweet ways that those can reach many to be the most creative outlet. So both of these things are occurring, you understand.
Does that answer your question, Anne Marie?
Yes. Thank you, Shotal. You're always in my heart.
Yes, yes, we say very good. You see, for the energies we work with are these indeed. So we are happy to be in your hearts as we are in the hearts of many of you because we are swimming the same waters, dear ones. Yes.
Tal, I have a quick question.
Go ahead, Rob.
Very well, dear one.
Brief. I don't believe I've ever channeled or received any messages from any of the avian collective. Am I mistaken? And If not, who should I be reaching out to first?
Very well. So let us say that of the avian collective is like us saying we have not reached out to a human yet. There are many flavors and varieties, and my own beingness extends far beyond what you would call on your planet your race. You understand?
Yes.
There are many of us who there is a word, it is swim and fly together and float with the angels. So you have very much felt us in your seraphim actions, and that is okay, because I am okay being a seraphim, as I am okay being a avian, as I am okay being a beam of light. You understand? These are fluid identities.
Thank
So if you are looking for more of this species, there are those who are entry points. There are those who are entry points based on the interest, based on the science, based on the arts, based on yes, we would say in these ways, yes? So there are those who are very involved with teaching humanity, yes? I am less concerned with the specifics as some of my brethren. So we say from your seraphim connections, there is an entry point, as well as you, dear one, seem to be right on open. So just put out the word and I'm sure there will be heard. Yes? Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jotal, thank you so much for being with us, beloved one.
We say it is with great joy, and we say, do this and do this often, dear ones, as you do, for we are all beloved family here. And we say at these times to begin more and more entertainment in these realms for many to be accustomed is good. It will let you feel more comfy and ready and at home with all that is coming. And we will tell you, dear ones, there are some good times a coming. Yes. It is with the love and the light and the joy and the peace of the Creator that we greet you. Adonai.
Adonai. Thank you, man. That was gorgeous.
Thank you, Zach. It was quite an experience.
Very joyous.
All good.
Yeah. Yeah, the joy is out of this world.
Yeah. His energy is very similar to that of Sarah Curley when she brings in Amana.
Yes.
I feel right up there. They're right
Yeah.
in the same,
Yep. Yep.
swimming in the same pool.
Will someone type that name? I'd love to go follow that thread. I'm not
Yeah,
familiar.
she's a friend of ours, and actually what's really cool is Sarah channels this collective that's known as Amana, and one day I randomly see on YouTube this video of this woman who's driving and channeling, and she starts speaking light language, and I'm like, oh my God, Sarah, I came across this woman and she was driving and channeling, and she spoke the same dialect of light language you did. And Sarah goes, oh my God, I hope you can find her. And I was like, I'd love to find her again. And who do I meet but Anne Marie? And it's our Anne Marie. So Anne Marie was here for a party that I had at my house, and Anne Marie and Sarah sat next to each other and they were speaking light language together, and it was just fascinating. They spoke the same dialect. How fun was that, Anne Marie? Was that not amazing? Oh my God.
Yeah, it totally was. And I just was on a little class with her today. So we actually spoke today, Sarah and I. Very synchronistic.
Zach, I will put you in touch with her because I promise you there's definitely a connection there. Like it's this soul family and we're all weaving together. My love, I want to thank you so much for being with us. What a delight to have you with us. I love you.
Oh, I love you all so much, and I want to come hang out with you all more. When they were saying at the end, you all need to do this more, by the way, they were talking to me because y'all have already got it going. So thank you so much, and I want to come back soon because
oh my God, we would love to have you.
Pop in every Sunday.
Please, we're here every Sunday. We've had Sarah here, we've had Wendy here, we've had Anne Marie here. I mean, I keep inviting people to come forth. Hopefully Lynn will come and share her gifts with us. Lynn did channeling training with Wendy and has produced some of the most stunning art where she actually paints people's higher selves. And it's mind blowing. Her gift is phenomenal. absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, lots more goodness to come. I want to thank you all for being here. Rob, I love you so much. Thank you to all of you. This recording's going to go up. I'll definitely have it. Zach, I have my own Mighty Network platform, and I'll send you an invitation for that. But this recording will be up
Oh,
there,
beautiful.
and I have a YouTube channel, so it'll be up there as well. And if you guys want to check out Zach and the incredible YouTube videos that he makes with Jotal, Zach, will you spell Jotal's name for us again? I want to make sure I have it correctly.
Yes, and I just put it in the link. It's XOLTAL.
Zotal.com. And he's got a whole bunch of gorgeous videos over on YouTube. And I just thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for being here. I love, love, love you. Mwah.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
everyone, for
everyone.
joining
Have
us.
a beautiful night. And I'll text Sarah's Curly's name to you, my love, so you have it. Thank you, Anne Marie. It was so
Oh, I'm on
good
her
to be here.
website right now. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone. See you
you.
next week.
Bye, everybody. Bye,
Okay.
everybody on
Have a good day.
Facebook.
Love you
Good
all.
night,
Good night.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good
Bye,
night.
man.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Rob. Jackie.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you,
Bye.
Robert.
That was so fun.
Nice.
Oh, I'm so
Very
glad.
nice group.
Yeah, I'm so glad he came back. Tammy, how much did you love that stuff he was talking about the water? I feel like
I know. I was like, I'm drinking it.
Oh,
No one knows what this is, but
You know what? I wanted to say that I noticed recently in the last few weeks that in the morning when I sit down I meditate and get my messages, if they don't start to flow, if the messages aren't working, I've heard, drink some water, drink some water. I must be dehydrated when I wake up in the morning. But as soon as I start to drink water, things start to flow. It's like putting a little oil in the engine, and then after a little while, I drink a little more if I feel like the connection is fading. So the water definitely helps to maintain the connection. And I'm realizing that more and more now, and it's definitely helping to receive the messages. So.
yeah, it makes a huge difference. I was so blessed when I was in Virginia. I was there longer than I anticipated because of the eye. And John and Tammy were just so close to the hotel. And they literally were bringing me gallons of water. They brought me 4 gallons of water to get me through the week. What an absolute blessing. I can't thank you guys enough for that.
It's all right.
They have a Kangen water machine.
Just swing back around through. We'll do lunch again. Not a problem. Or dinner.
Absolutely.
We're okay.
that was fun.
Yeah.
Hanging
Yeah,
out.
it was really, really fun. It was great to hang out. Mary, how great was that? Wasn't that delightful?
I love Zach. I met him
Yeah.
in 2019 at Tina's retreat in Salt Spring.
Mhm.
That's where he and Kate got together. That's where they met. And so Kate
Oh,
was my
that-
group.
That story is amazing. Zach starts having this vision of this beautiful woman. And when he's there, he says to Carol, "Oh my God, that's her." And Carol's like, "Talk to her." And he's like, "I can't talk to her. She's a fashion model. She's like, this stunning woman who models professionally for a living. She's so gorgeous." And now, here they are together. They've been chronicling their journey together. And he just recently left Virginia. He lived down the street from Joanne. Timmy and John, I don't know if you knew that, but Joanne's out driving one day and drives by Zach and his kids. And she was like, "Oh my God." So we all got together, in Virginia. I'm so excited to be moving to Virginia. Let me tell you.
You are.
There you are.
I didn't know he had a child. Huh.
Yeah, he's got a son that he shares with the woman. And then that woman has another child. And so sometimes he would babysit both of them. So it was really sweet. Anyway, I love Sohmalife Sundays. It's always so much fun.
It is fun.
Yeah. Rob, thank you so much for reading the message from Ashtar. That was gorgeous.
It's kind of a mind blower, this connection with Ashtar. It doesn't really fit into my belief system very easily.
Me neither.
The information came through Carla when Carla did an Akashic reading for Mary.
I'd gotten real suspicious because I was having memories of being on one of the ships.
Hi,
And
LaBorde.
And I knew when I was going to sleep at night, I was going to the ships. So I was being conscious of, so I asked the question, what's the connection? Because he started coming through at the end of the summer, and he had a very strange relationship with me. He didn't give anything away. It was very professional, kind of like he was military and I was one of his, he called me private.
Ah.
But it seemed suspicious a little bit. It didn't really seem, it was real interesting because he wasn't giving anything away.
I got it one night during meditation, the Galactic Federation shows up and they're like, report to duty, Lieutenant. And I was like, what? Huh? Report to duty, Lieutenant. And I was like, excuse me? Report to duty, Lieutenant. And I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm out of here.
That's exactly the way he talked to me. And I said things back to him like, I'm a grandma.
Exactly.
So it was kind of ludicrous to me, but
I'd
anyway.
be asking where my uniform is, for God's sakes, and where's my back pay? You owe me for at least 1,000 years. Where's my
Do I
back
get my
pay?
own starship?
Well, now I do say things like, Dad'll pay.
Oh my God, wait, let me turn off the recording. Holy crap.